We just celebrated our 2 years anniversary. Yay, God is good. And looking back, are there things we think we could have done differently for our wedding? That is what we are about to find out today, okay? So I'm going to talk about 5 different things that we did at our wedding that we don't regret up until today. So a little background to when we started preparing for our wedding. We were working with a very tight budget. When I say tight budget, I mean it, okay? And so we didn't want to put ourselves in a situation where after our wedding, we would be in debt. And so we made a very conscious effort not to borrow from a friend or from a bank or anything at all. So that is just a little background there. So just have that in mind that we're working with a very, very tight budget. The first thing I would want to talk about is the groomsmen and bridesmaid. Listen, I think every little girl's dream, or most little girls growing up, we thought of this dreamy wedding where we would have all our friends together celebrating with us, right? It's a good moment. It's a beautiful thing to see. And I also had that dream. My husband also had a similar dream like that. But then because we were working with a tight budget, we decided to go with just one person each. Okay, so for me, it was my sister, and then for my husband, it was just his friend. And the reason is that, you know, when it comes to these arrangements with bridesmaids and groomsmen, because you are the one inviting them and asking them to play that role, you kind of assist or take all the cost. I believe that if you are asking them to play that role, you should be able to do 97% or at least 90% of the cost involved. Their dresses, their shoes, if with the females, their makeup, you know, the things that they will hold in their hands, whatever thing that they would feature at the wedding, I believe that you should be the one, or the couple should be the ones to bear the cost. And because we were working with a tight budget, we didn't want to put our friends in that tight situation, because it could have been an awkward moment to ask our friends, hey, are you in a good position to bear the cost of your dressing or your makeup or anything? Because your friends want the best for you, they would be willing to say yes, or they would, even if they do not have, they would definitely say yes. And you may not know their financial stance. So it was something that we really considered and decided to just go for my sister and then my husband's friend. And it worked perfectly. And looking back, it is the same thing that we would have done today, given the same situation as 2 years ago. Now, I know you all want to hear about the wedding dress. So with the wedding dress, you know, in Ghana or almost every part of the world, if you are purchasing a wedding dress from the in-country, it is a little expensive. Not a little expensive, it's actually expensive, especially in today. Girl, have you checked wedding dresses? Wedding dresses have become so expensive. And at that time in 2020, I remember when I checked cost of wedding dresses in various shops, especially on Instagram, when I was doing a little window shopping here and there, the prices was and with the kind of person I am, y'all know I can be extra, like your girl can be extra, you know. So I was like, okay, let me take a break, let me take a deep breath. I'm not going to put myself in a situation where all the money is going to go into the wedding dress. After all, it is not as if I'm going to be able to use the dress for something else or for another occasion or anything. So I decided to go to my favorite app called Kiku, and then I searched, I did my research, and then I bought my wedding dress from there. And if you missed that video, I have explained how I bought the wedding dress, the process that I used, the research that I did, and I gave out every detail necessary in that particular video. So please, I'm linking it in the description, and you can also click on this link to have access to watch how I ordered my wedding dress on Kiku. I ordered it on time and it came right on time. I did a few alterations here and there, but at the end of the day, it worked very well. And it really fit into the budget that we had planned. So it's something that I would do again if it was today, because wedding dresses are expensive, girl, and I don't regret doing that at all. And then the next thing is the hair and makeup and bridal fund. I'm combining these because they are all DIYs, as many of us consider them to be. So when it comes to the hair, you all know that I genuinely enjoy doing my hair. I genuinely enjoy doing my makeup. I genuinely enjoy doing basic DIY stuff that I can like do, okay? So when I realized that the kind of hair that I really wanted to do, the frontal that I really wanted to buy, the kind of makeup artist that I really wanted to get, to glam me up. When I did my own inquiry and I saw the price, I'm like, hold up. Ain't no way, right? Ain't no way I'm going to spend all these money on my hair, my makeup, and then bridal fund. The prices were above my budget. I wouldn't say they were expensive, but let me say all the prices were above my budget. So I decided, well, okay, I know how to do a simple ponytail, I know how to do a simple makeup, I know how to do a bridal fund. So I just did them myself. And I remember when I told a couple of friends that I'll be doing my own makeup, my own, because most people are not able to contain pressure during such busy days, they tend to project their fears on you. And apart from that, they also have the concern that you do not know what will happen on that day. And so you don't want to put yourself in a situation where you'll be so much pressured that you would have something going wrong with your makeup, you would have something going wrong with your hair. And I think that people are genuinely concerned when you share some of the details that you will be doing by yourself on your wedding day. But I took the risk, so I did it and it worked perfect. I mean, look at the pictures, girl. Everything was so perfect, and I'm so glad and thankful to God that he calmed me, and I had the best of calming moments. On that day, I had my sister with me. She was so much helpful. I'm just thankful to God that everything went as perfect as it was planned, and I don't regret ever doing it. And today, if I'm to go back to the time, and if I had the budget, I would definitely ask somebody to do it for me, just because I want to sit and relax and enjoy my day. But if I am put in that same situation or spot, I'll definitely do it again, because I mean, why not? I enjoy doing it, so why don't I do it anyway? So I did it. When it comes to the venue and the food, I come from Ashanti region. My husband also comes from the Volta region. And with how customs and traditions work in Ghana, we had to do the traditional wedding at my parents' house, right? And so we had to go all the way to Ashanti region to do the traditional wedding. And so we went to Ashanti region, did the traditional wedding, and we made sure that we got the best venue ever at a lower price. So we did a traditional wedding at a church venue. So it's something like a conference hall. They give it out for rentals and for programs. It was very, very moderate. The price was very moderate. We had the traditional wedding there, and we had all our families come there, and everybody left the same day. So one thing that our families did for us was that they were very, very understanding. We all agreed that we start a program early, people would come early, our families would come early, and then we'll do everything quick, sharp, and then everybody will leave the same day. And thanks be to God, they all came, everybody ate fine, we did a program, and everybody went the same day. So we didn't have to book hotels and guest houses, and that went very, very great. With regards to the wedding, after 1 week, we came back to Accra, and then we did the wedding in Accra. We did it at our church, and we made sure that the number of people that came, as much as we were willing and trying to consider feeding everybody, our budget wasn't saying yes to the call. It was just not going to work. Okay, so we literally had to plan out the list of people we're going to give out food to, especially those who had major roles to play, like the media team, the choristers, the instrumentalists, counselors, like people who had major roles to play. We made sure that they were all fed, the photographers, the drivers, I mean everybody involved. We made sure that we listed out all those clearly, and then we shared it with the people who were helping us to make all this come true and make all the plan well coordinated. We didn't bother ourselves doing any reception or whatever, because girl, renting another venue for reception was another the venue cost alone, and the cost of food alone, the cost of decoration alone, the cost of a whole change of dress alone. When we considered all that, it was something that we were willing to do. It was going to be fun and all, but then we said, hey, there's a lot of years of celebration ahead of us, so let's just put this one aside and focus on the budget, because there's no way we're going to incur costs. So we scrapped all the reception, and it's jada. aside, and then we stick to the church wedding. So after that, we packaged the food for even our families. We packaged food for them, and they all left the same day. We contracted somebody to do the food as well. You know, during some of these celebrations, you invite your family over, and then you get a family house, and then people will be preparing food. Somebody will be going here and there. Somebody will be going up big dancing, etc. You know, it is not something that is fun at all. It can be very tiring. It can put pressure on your parents or whoever that is preparing the food from the family. And it can be very cost intensive if you don't take care. So we contracted somebody to do the food, both at the traditional wedding and at the white wedding. And it was pretty on the lower side when we did our calculations. So it's one thing that we did, and I'm still very, very much proud of that, because it really saved us a lot of money. If you know some of these preparations, you know that they cost high. So we don't regret doing that at all. Now, the last but definitely not the least thing is the videography and photography. This item is something that we were willing to splurge all our money on, because memory is very, very important to us. I think that was the most expensive thing on the budget, and we weren't willing to sacrifice anything for that, guys. So thank you very much. Okay, so now the tea after marriage. What has happened after the marriage? So within the 2 years of marriage, so many things have happened. So many plans have happened that were cost intensive. For example, investing into our own business. I mean, you can all clearly see how my videos have clearly improved. If you watch my previous videos, my videos have never been this clear and crisp, right? So we have really invested into this side business of ours. We are into social media. My husband is the best photographer around that you can get. Okay, y'all should check Sam Pixels on Instagram. Check him out. He's a mwah, mwah, mwah. Good news is that Sam Pixels is also offering 30% discount off weddings and photography, and it ends on 31st December. So you don't want to miss this. It's 30% off. Make your bookings now at www.sampixels.com or call the number on the flyer. So he does photography as well. So we invested hugely into photography. If you know how expensive some of these camera, lighting, and etc., how expensive they cost, you wouldn't want to spend your money just like that. Okay, so we have really invested into our own businesses and our side hustles. And when it comes to other things after marriage, I would say health-wise, right? So I remember there was a time my husband was very sick, and I had to single-handedly, nobody was around, I had to rush into the hospital. It was a call for emergency, okay? I have also been very sick before. I have actually done a closed surgery within these 2 years, okay? So, and both of them have been quite cost intensive. And imagine we had spent our monies, our savings, on our wedding. How would we have paid for our hospital bills? Because we needed the best healthcare services. We needed the best medical practitioners to work on us, to give us the best healthcare services, and we got it, and we're able to pay for them as well. And it's all because we were able to save some money and plan for our future, right? After marriage, right? So some of these things have happened. And other side hustles and other ventures that we are doing and have also done, these things also contribute to the after marriage processes. So I would say that many things do happen after marriage. And for example, with a closed surgery, I was not in the know. My husband was not in the know. We didn't know it was going to happen. It just came like that, and I had to do the surgery. We didn't know my husband was going to fall sick, and we had to call for an emergency service, and I had to rush into the hospital. We didn't plan for all of these. So these are some of the things that are unknown that we had to plan for. You get it? So it's very, very important to set money aside whilst you are thinking about the marriage. Otherwise, if you look at all the fun you are going to have after marriage, you are going to cry, because you may not have enough money to take care of yourself health-wise. You may not be able to take care of yourself in terms of even risking something to start a business. You get it? So these are some of the things that have happened after marriage that we really look back and say that it's really a good thing that we did to actually save some money to prepare for some of these unforeseen circumstances. So to end it on a very, very grounded level, I would say that to all the incoming couples and anyone who have the plan to get married, or if you are even planning to do your wedding now, all I would say is, it is good to have that dream wedding. If you have the resources to go ahead with your dream wedding, go ahead, because I mean, if I had that energy and that amount of money, big sums of money, if I had a house, if I had a car, if I had $1 million somewhere, I would have splurged money and then maybe actually do my wedding under the sea. Okay, so go ahead and then do the wedding. But if you think the plans that you have is going to really require you to dump your hands in the bank and take all your investment, take all your savings for that particular dream wedding, it is not a wise decision. Okay, it's never wise to splurge all your money on just a single wedding. You have so many years of celebrations ahead of you. You have so many years of anniversaries, okay, and vow renewal ahead of you. I've seen people do vow renewals, and they've splurged money, you know, what I say, and they've splurged money to celebrate their anniversary. So I think that the years are so many ahead, and there's a lot of celebrations ahead actually. So just cut down costs and then have a very moderate and decent wedding, and I tell you for sure that you would never regret spending less on your wedding, especially if you don't have the resources. So I'm talking to those who do not have the resources, okay? And if it is something that your family is not agreeing to, I always say to my friends that if your family is not going to accept or allow you to have a low budget wedding, then in some way they should be willing to contribute to an extent, right? If your family is not willing to accept a low budget wedding, yet they are not going to contribute to what they want you to do, then I don't think it is something that is even negotiable. The discussion shouldn't be discussed. The agenda shouldn't agenda. You get it? So I think you should really stand, because at the end of the day, it's your wedding, and you should actually stand firm and be grounded with your decisions. You and your partner should come to one understanding, agree. So on the wife's side, when your family is coming to you, you would have the same explanation to give. Same way, if your husband's side is also coming to him, he would also have the same explanation. So at all times, both of you are grounded and your responses are the same. So it is much difficult if you and your partner are on a different level of understanding. But when you come to that terms of understanding together, that is what will make the whole planning effective. And that is how you're going to have a well-planned and coordinated wedding under low budget. Okay, so this is all I had to say, and I thought of sharing this with you guys in case it's helpful to anyone at all. I definitely believe that it is helpful to someone out there. So I know there are a lot of people who have had this experience, who have gone through this, who have also had weddings under low budget. So let me know, let's share if you've had this experience, and if you have any other tips that you have done, things you've done in the past, especially for your wedding, and you saved some money, you saved something. Please leave it in the comment section, and then let's all learn together so that we can keep each other in mind and show concern that yes, we are there for you, we see you, you are not the only one sailing the boat. Okay, so do share it in the comment section. Thank you so much for watching today. I really appreciate your time. This is Juliana Amwating. Do subscribe to my channel if you like this video and other videos that I do. I'm into hair and makeup, general beauty, and I also share information such as this. Okay, I am also on TikTok. If you're not following me on TikTok, like, what are you doing? Please do follow me on TikTok. So the name is Juliana Martin on all social media platforms, so do follow me there as well. I really do appreciate your time. Kindly like this video. It really boosts my engagement, and YouTube recognizes that the video is doing well. Okay, so please do like the video. I thank you for your time. I wish you all the best and enjoy your Christmas. Happy Christmas. Feliz Navidad. Have a blessed new year. Bye guys.